The train is delayed. You're standing on the platform, and the board just flipped, and you can feel it start in your jaw, that low tightening. The argument you're already having with a train that cannot hear you. It should be here. It isn't. And some part of you has decided that until reality corrects itself, you are not going to be okay. The announcement crackles and says nothing useful. The people around you sigh the same sigh. And the day, which was fine 10 seconds ago, is now a problem to be solved by a universe that did not ask your permission. Here is what's actually happening. You are wanting the world to be different than it is, not acting to change it, just wanting it hard, with your whole body, against a fact that has already happened. And that wanting is the entire source of the tightening in your jaw. The same man who taught you to hold everything loosely wrote one sentence about this, the shortest instruction in his whole handbook, and it might be the most powerful. It sounds impossible the first time you hear it. Hold on to it anyway. By the end, it will sound less like surrender and more like the only door out. Yesterday was learning to hold what you love while you have it. Today is what to do the moment it, or anything, doesn't go your way. Which is most moments. Which is most of life. Here is the sentence. Do not seek to have things happen as you wish, Epictetus says, but wish them to happen as they do, and your life will go smoothly. That's it. That's the whole chapter. One line, and it's aimed straight at the tightening jaw. And notice how backward it is. Every instinct you have runs the other way. Your whole life you have tried to bend events toward your wishes, get the outcome, fix the delay, make the world match the picture in your head. Epictetus turns it completely around and says, stop trying to drag the world onto your wish and instead move your wish onto the world. Want the thing that actually happened. The train is late. Want a late train. Not because late trains are good, but because it is the true one, the real one, the only one that exists, and everything else is a fight with a ghost. So why is that so hard? Why does every cell resist it? Because it feels like giving up. It feels like lying down in the road. And to see why it isn't, look at who's saying it. Epictetus spent years as a slave in a body another man legally owned. There is an old account that his leg was broken in that time, and that he had warned the man twisting it calmly that it would break, and when it did, said only, "There, I told you so." Whether or not it happened exactly that way, the point of the story is the shape of the man. Here was someone with almost no control over his circumstances, who found the one move that could not be taken from him. He could not choose what happened to his leg. He could choose whether to spend the rest of his life at war with the fact of it. That is where this sentence comes from. Not from a comfortable man telling you to relax. From a man in chains finding the only freedom that could not be confiscated. And the strange thing is that modern psychology walked all the way back to the same door. There's a whole branch of therapy developed by a psychologist named Stephen Hayes, built on a single counterintuitive finding. When people fight to control or suppress a painful feeling, push it down, argue with it, insist it shouldn't be here, the feeling very often gets worse, and their life gets narrower around it. What helps instead is acceptance, not approval, not liking it, just dropping the war with what is already true, so your energy goes into what you can actually do next. Another approach calls it radical acceptance and defines it almost exactly as Epictetus did. Complete openness to reality as it is, without the tantrum. 2,000 years apart, the same discovery. The fight with reality is the extra suffering laid on top of the thing itself. But here is where almost everyone gets this wrong, and it's the objection you're already forming. Doesn't this just make you passive? If I want whatever happens, why would I ever get up and change anything? Won't I just accept everything, the injustice, the flat tire, the diagnosis, and do nothing? No. And the difference is the whole thing. Acceptance is about what has already happened, the fact on the ground, the train that is already late. It is not about the future, which is still open. You accept the delay completely, and then you calmly decide your next move. You do not accept the delay and then argue with it for 20 minutes and still miss your connection anyway. The Stoic does not want the diagnosis to be false. He accepts it as true and then acts fully on the part he can still touch, the treatment, the time he has, the way he'll carry it. Acceptance is not the end of action. It is the thing that clears the noise so action can begin. You cannot fix a situation you are still busy refusing to believe, so use it today, the next time the board flips. Catch the exact moment your jaw tightens, the moment you start wanting reality to be other than it is, and say, quietly, this is what happened. Not, this is good, just, this is what is. The train is late. My wish now sits on the late train because the late train is the real one. Then, and only then, ask the useful question. Given this, what do I do next? Watch how much lighter the next move feels once you've stopped fighting the last one. But hold the honest limit, because this gets misused. Wanting what happens is not pretending everything is fine. You are allowed to grieve. You are allowed to be angry at what is genuinely wrong and to work to change it. Acceptance is not approval, and it was never meant to be a reason to tolerate the intolerable. The line runs exactly where the dichotomy always ran. Accept completely what has already happened and what is outside your hands. Then act hard on what is still inside them. Acceptance is not resignation. It's the clear-eyed starting point of everyone who ever actually changed something. So, that impossible sentence, wish things to happen as they do, was never a command to want less or care less or lie down in the road. It was the discovery that the fight with what already is the one fight you always lose. And the moment you stop fighting, it is the moment your strength comes back for the fights you can win. You don't find peace on the platform by finally getting the train to come. You find it the second you stop demanding that it already had. Want the day that showed up? The real one, not the one you ordered. Then get to work on the part that's yours. Catch your jaw tightening once today and try it. And with that, the handbook has taught you the shape of the whole thing. The line, the two strings, borrowed pride, the ship, and now the smooth flowing life. What's left is learning to carry it when the day actually tests you. And that is where we go next.